They might know we have doors.
Fuck off.
What if they learn the wicked truth that we have doors?
I will kill you. Okay. Let me just get to the movie we were talking about. You start this time.
Hey guys, what's up? We're watching Keanu Reeves presents Matrix with Spirits.
I'm Anarchy Brand of the Chaos.
And I'm Goblin and Green.
And this is another DC month movie review. This is for the end of the week for Batman. We decided to end off on something else besides Batman. Take a little break from Batman. We've been doing the entire Batman series.
Oh, joy.
So I let Goblin watch his favorite hero and what they did with him on the movie screen. So, Goblin. So this was directed by Francis Lawrence, the guy who did all the Hunger Games movies. So, there you go. Let's go into writers. No, or we can go into the... Okay, or we could do that. You know, that's fine. Technology is great. It's written by Kevin Broden, which he has... Or Broadbent, sorry.
Yes.
He hasn't done much after this.
No shit.
Which explains. And the screenplay is by Kevin Broden also. And then Frank A. Capello. His screenplay is Frank Capello. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there you go. And
it's based off the Hellblazer comic book series.
And
by Image Comics. Right?
And no.
Is it Image Comics?
Vertigo.
Oh, sorry, Vertigo. Sorry, I always get them confused.
No, Vertigo is DC.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Anyways, and the writers of the original Hellblazer consulted on it.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, I really didn't know.
No, it did not help. So
you go into story, and then we'll do characters after.
Okay, so story. So Satan comes to town, starts shit, and Constantine has to stop him.
Okay, go a little bit deeper.
Well, they didn't bother, so why should not?
They didn't bother, so why
Okay,
should
so
I?
they have this retarded plot of like demons crossing over, and it's like foreshadows the arrival of Satan's son. That's not in the biblical text, and they just pull out of their ass.
Earth is like in the cross zone between hell and heaven, and yeah.
All right. So, anyways, stupid stuff happens, and basically this chick's a psychic, so she can have a demon in her. I guess the son of Satan, and they need a holy artifact to cut her open to birth the son of the devil, I guess, and
Lucifer, whatever.
An angel has to do it or some shit. And the plot is horrible, and I can't explain it any better than that.
All right, let's get into
So, anyways, yeah.
Do you want to get into the cast?
They could have just done a demon. No.
It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. I know. I had Nolan. You had whatever this guy's name was again. Lawrence Franz.
Oh, at least this one wasn't popular.
Yeah, there you go. See, at least you don't have to deal with people saying it's the best superhero movie
Anyways,
of all time.
go.
Okay, so we have Keanu Reeves playing John Constantine, which is a very good actor. He's playing John Wick 2, and The Matrix. All of the Matrixes. So, he is a good actor, and he's done some good things, but, like, I honestly don't think... I think he could have played Constantine if he would have, first of all, cared. Looked somewhat like Constantine, like, dyed his hair blonde, wore the actual outfit, and actually did magic. I think Keanu Reeves could have pulled it off, but he just doesn't give a fuck, and it shows really badly in the movie.
Alright, so... If you go back to our video, that's like, we did a top 10 favorite superheroes. Yeah. Constantine's on there. I'm not going to tell you where, but it's pretty high. I love Constantine. I think he's amazing. He's very different from, like, Superman or Batman. It's a very different concept.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves just doesn't do it at all. Like, he has some parts where he's
almost
sort of acts like Constantine. But the thing is, Constantine's supposed to be, like... He's supposed to be like a smart ass, and he's supposed to be very talkative, and
British.
He's supposed to be British, and he's supposed to be able to basically sell you on anything. He's a very manipulative man, and this guy, it didn't come across. He didn't have the charm or charisma. That was the biggest issue. Mm-hmm. Is he didn't have the charm of Constantine. He was just some guy in a suit said, "I'm Constantine."
If you put him in a group of people and asked who was gonna play Constantine, you probably could figure it out.
No,
because he's wearing a suit and has black hair.
And like some stuff, like I said, some of the humor of Constantine they do sort of correct, but it doesn't matter when the rest of it is like I'm not gonna forgive 90% shit for 10% good.
Exactly, it's not worth it. I mean, like. I will admit I chuckled at some points, but it's very few and it's not worth it. It's not worth watching the movie just for like the 10% that they got right.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the next character. Rachel Wise is playing Angela or Angel, Dobson, and Isabella Dobson. So she played both of the twins.
I don't care about this character.
I just didn't care. I mean, like, maybe it could have been an interesting twin angle. Like, that could have been interesting used, but maybe not in Constantine. Maybe even a different movie might have been interesting. I don't mind her as a character. At least she does shit and she's not down, so I'm distressed. But still, she doesn't fit in really with it. We don't really need her. And I don't really see why she has to be the focal point of this movie. I just don't care at all about her.
Like, and she serves this, like... Couldn't just make her like a detective that Constantine comes to for help. Couldn't just do that. No. It's gotta be fucking twin.
That's what it started out as. She was a detective, right? She was seeing Constantine, but then we realized that it's her sister and shit. And then they tried to go very deep with it, but it was boring and we didn't care because we didn't know anything about them. We didn't see them as kids growing up or anything.
And much like Constantine, much like Keanu Reeves' Constantine, her acting was really wooden. Most of the
Once in a while, peaked above average, but barely.
Okay, yeah, next.
Next, we have my favorite character in this movie, which is a surprise. Shia LaBeouf as Chase Kramer. I liked him. I thought he was interesting. He added something to the movie that I actually enjoyed. I enjoyed this guy who wants to, like, work with Constantine and work with him, and trying to kind of tag him along and driving him around and stuff. And he added some good humor that actually distracted me from the awfulness of this movie.
I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% because there's a lot of shit you got to go through with Hellblazer. So I'm just gonna go by what I know. I don't know how I feel about like Constantine having a sidekick. And I also don't know. Yeah. And I also like he doesn't do much until the end when he saves Constantine. But then you're telling me his sidekicks.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying
he was good in terms of comic relief. Yeah. But like it just didn't matter to me. I checked out.
I think I just like the idea of someone wanting to like help Constantine and work with him. I think that was kind of a cool idea and add something to it besides Keanu Reeves' boring betrayal of Constantine. I was like, can we just have Shia LaBeouf play Constantine at this point?
Yeah. Which is sad.
Yeah, which is sad. Then we have Dijman Hanzu as Midnight. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
It's probably an African name.
Yeah, it is. Fucked it up. So I'm very sorry, but that's my only attempt.
I liked him just because like I felt like he was trying, and I liked his whole thing where he was like sort of like the safe zone for like angels and demons.
Yeah, it was cool. It was interesting. I wish they would have explained more of his character in the movie. We don't really get much about him.
All I know from his thing is his bar is like a buffer zone between then angels and demons can come in and drink, right? Or sorry, half whatever. And he sells artifacts.
And there's no fighting or anything allowed in there.
No.
And you know what that reminded me of?
What?
The bar from John Wick in the hotel, remember?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that where they like can come, like assassins can come together and they can't fight. It was like that for like gods and demons and stuff. And I thought that was an interesting concept and I would have liked to see them play with it more. But unfortunately it doesn't really get touched upon and that's unfortunate because then we have to deal with Keanu Reeves' awful portrayal of Constantine. Next, we have Max Baker as Bierman.
Oh,
the bowling guy.
Okay, so they're...
I love that reaction. That settle like, okay, we gotta get into this.
So they like ruined the character, and I don't say that lightly. They've ruined the character. I mean, at least he was like smart, but I just don't. He's not supposed to be in like a fucking bowling alley and getting wrecked by like one demon. It's stupid. He's actually the one who's supposed to be Constantine's partner, not even Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. He's actually supposed to be the kind of his oracle. Yeah. And he's kind of supposed to be like the partner, and he's supposed to like not really like Constantine, but he works with him because what Constantine does is somewhat noble, regardless of how he does it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Right.
And yeah, he really doesn't get much to do in this movie. I don't mind the actor, and I think he portrayed a smart man.
Yep.
But it just how he was presented by the movie itself just didn't help. I think in a good Constantine movie he could play the character.
Yeah, wouldn't even be difficult. That's my issue with this movie too. Is most of the stuff wouldn't even be difficult to do.
Can't wait for the next one.
Go.
We have Pruitt Taylor Weiss as Father Hennessy, the guy who gets drinks a lot of alcohol.
Okay, so there's
Hennessy. Because the alcohol Hennessy?
So there's no character development to this character. He just kind of shows up at the beginning and then dies.
Yeah.
So he's extremely pointless, and they wasted like a solid 5 minutes on a stupid scene.
I mean, like, the scene was cool, like, it looked cool.
I know.
But we're supposed to care about a character that we don't care about because we don't know shit about.
Like I was saying as we were watching, I said, I like the idea of a guy being addicted to alcohol, but like every time he sees alcohol, he can't drink it. It's like a curse or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that idea. It just doesn't work with this character because we have no sympathy for the character.
We don't know him. We have no idea.
We know Constantine, like we know he comes to Constantine when there's work.
Yeah.
That's it. So like, there's nothing to that. Didn't feel any attachment when he died, so I don't care.
Next we have Balthazar, played by Gavin Rosdale.
Stupid. I thought his issue was he wasn't getting. It's not the first thing. He wasn't given a lot of development. He was sort of just thrown in there and just kind of explained. They probably didn't touch on all his power, and he gets wrecked in upwards of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's very stupid. And also, when a demon gets betrayed by an angel, I think that's some bullshit right there.
Yep.
And yeah, I thought he was overacting a little bit.
My problem is, I feel like this movie's trying to do too much in one movie, and it just drags on, and you don't get a chance to like really grasp onto the characters and be like, oh, that's cool, No, it's like boom, 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 next scene, alright, and it slows down to scenes you don't care about.
And then they have the stupid scene that ruins the pacing of the Hispanic guy with a dagger. That just ruined the pacing of the movie too. But anyways, next.
Next, we have Tilda Swinton as Gabriel. She played in Doctor Strange as the wise one or whatever her name was.
Here's the thing. I didn't mind her performance. The issue was the character's motivation wasn't there.
It was different.
Yeah, it was different, and like, I just didn't.
It just didn't work with the movie.
I didn't understand her when she even did it, like the whole thing where the villain explains the plan.
Yeah.
I barely understood it.
Yeah, you don't care. You don't understand really why she's suddenly doing this. I mean, like, you just kind of, you're checked out at this point anyways because of how boring and, like, long the movie is.
I always gotta wonder, like, why didn't God make her not an angel when it's fucking God, and he didn't figure out that she was doing this?
Yeah.
And immediately stop it?
Yeah.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
No, just ruined some people's lives, and it's all solved.
Then we have Peter Stormare as Satan. So he's playing Satan. He played Satan. He was okay.
See,
he didn't really look like Satan, but you know.
My issue. I don't like a Satan that overacts as Satan.
Yeah.
And I feel like he went too far. Like, I know Satan's supposed to be like depravity and stuff, but he's supposed to be like sexually appealing, like not appealing, because that's the whole point of like giving into desire and stuff. He's supposed to be that kind of like Lucifer.
Yeah.
From the show Lucifer is how Satan should be. This is not. And what's funny is they're both Vertigo properties.
Yep.
And the show actually does the kind of mentality of Lucifer better than this. This overacts, and also he just shows up.
He just kind of shows up in the blue.
And his feet are like full of gook because he's a fallen angel or some shit.
Yeah,
Stupid.
It's really dumb. Then we have Jesse Rimes as the scavenger that found the knife with the Nazi flag.
Well, he didn't talk, so fuck him.
How did Nazi flags get into Mexico?
I don't
Never
know. I don't fucking know.
I'm just seeing if there's any more characters that we have to go over that's like important.
No.
I don't think so. I think that's about it. So you can go into like reason why you didn't like.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that they got right, but there's a larger amount of things they got incorrect. Now, Constantine being an exorcist, that's fine because in Hellblazer, he was more of an exorcist. The issue is the pacing of this movie is really slow. You get really bored really fast, and I don't know. It's just really it's just a boring paced movie, and Constantine's boring, and everyone's boring, and the magic is borderline retarded. Jesus. You get a fucking bucket and a chair, and you hold a cat.
Or you get like a light rod into you and water on the floor. So why did they do a bucket? Why didn't they pour water on the floor?
I like to point out there's 3 portals into hell. Okay, drown a person in a bath. Okay, put their feet in water and make them hold a cat and stare at it, and then
take a cat.
Put water under them and then stab them with the tip of a light.
Yep.
Well, how the fuck?
Very specific. All right, they really don't want you in hell.
You know what Constantine would actually do?
Yeah.
take like 2 hours to actually construct a portal to hell.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is like it's not easy to like, especially because this isn't like really a full-fledged Constantine.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to get to hell. It's not that easy to get on any kind of plane of existence like that. Like you might gotta be taken most of the time there. Like to get to heaven, you gotta be taken by an angel or whatever. You get to hell, you gotta actually talk to a demon or get a portal to hell, and that's just a whole other fucking thing. But in doing that, you get into the kind of lore and how the magic works in it, and this one just sucked because like first like there was like the demons while creative didn't really capture the full-fledged creativeness of Constantine's villains, and also the plot went too far for a first movie.
Yeah.
I don't because this seemed to me like they were trying to do sort of an origin sort of movie because he made his first deal in this movie. But this doesn't work. You don't just fight Satan first and then like where do you
go from there? That's what you're trying to say.
That's why in the comics he like fought he fought like demons and people like that because that's his job. And you could have just picked. You literally just do the story, his origin story, where he has to save the little girl, and he fails, and he has to try and redeem himself. But no, he wants to get into heaven, and whatever.
So do you want to know something fun?
What?
This movie was nominated for Best Horror Film. It won Top Box Office Film.
Yep.
It also won Best Supporting Actress. So the actress, Best Supporting Actress. Girl who played Isabel. Just thought I'd let that.
My issue is I think again like the plot was too complicated. The magic was not magic, but like how they just implemented their magic and stuff was very poorly executed and explained. The characters were flat and bland and boring. The plot turns didn't quite work, and like they could barely explain them. And I just the whole reason you're supposed to like even when Constantine's in a bad story, you watch it because Constantine's such an amazing personality.
Yeah.
He's such like a cool dude because he's a piece of shit, but like he's lovable and stuff like that. And that's kind of what keeps you coming back and reading it. Like even if you don't like the story, it's like the character of Constantine come back.
It's so complex and so powerful. And
exactly, he's got
well-written character.
But in this, they strip all of his uniqueness away.
He's too serious. He just doesn't. Keanu Reeves doesn't look like he cares. Mm-hmm. And that's part of our problem with the movie is just Keanu Reeves did not sell it as Constantine in the slightest.
Yeah, I watched this when I was like before I knew anything about Constantine. I sort of liked them, but yeah, even then I still found it boring. Even not even knowing anything, I still found it pretty boring. Mm-hmm. And like this movie's just kind of a meh for me. And even now, as like I've researched Constantine and I've kind of gotten more into the lore, this is just like a little bit more disappointing because they could have had a chance to make a really unique superhero movie. Yeah. Like, this is a really unique concept to superhero. This isn't like Captain America. This isn't like Iron Man. This is a different thing altogether. Exactly. And they just kind of squandered it, and they just did too much, too fast, and the magic was crap, and the direction was, There's no
rules to the magic either.
It was garbage. I just didn't.
The bug guy was cool, and some of the special effects were good, but some of them were really bad.
Yeah.
It was a mix of good effects and bad effects once again.
And that's, I don't know, that's kind of my piece on it. I didn't like Constantine, who's the type of character you're supposed to like. They did too much too fast, and I just didn't enjoy the acting, and I didn't enjoy the story they chose. It's just all like it's not the worst, but it's like I just didn't really resonate with me. I didn't like it's not like Man of Steel, where Man of Steel has like those cool scenes where like it's like
they're talking about gods and stuff.
And like the cool scenes where
in a mortal world.
The cool scenes where he's being like Superman, like against things.
Yeah.
Like it didn't have any of those like kind of epic scenes. It was just like bleh.
Yeah, it was way too fast, way too messy. The only cool scene that I really enjoyed was the bug scene, like for action wise.
Yeah.
So do you want to do ratings or is there anything?
Oh, also my issue too is you could have called it literally anything else but Constantine, and no one would like.
No one would have known. Yeah.
Like if you just change his name to like Jack or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever, Jack Richardson, and just make him an exorcist or whatever. You just couldn't even tell it was Constantine.
My name is Jack Morrison.
But anyways, yeah, sure, it's getting ratings.
Alright.
You go first.
I actually have no idea. See, for me, this is a very disappointing movie. Like, it's very disappointing for me because I'm not a huge Constantine fan. I'm not gobbling over here with Constantine. I was excited to be introduced into the world and maybe like find some hope in this movie because I always go into a movie, You know, hoping that it's like good. You know, even when people say it's bad, I always go and look for the best and stuff. But it was very disappointing, and I couldn't find myself enjoying it that much. I kept checking the time, looking at IMDb to see what the actors and stuff were and who they were and what they did, because like I just did not care at all. And you find that when you're watching this movie that you do not care. So for me, it's just an overall disappointment. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'll go like 4.9 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's not average. It's just below average, because like it's an interesting concept. I don't think it works for Constantine, and I would like to see an actual Constantine movie. I think if Keanu Reeves actually gave a shit, he might have been a good Constantine, but he just doesn't give enough of a shit. And why should I give a shit about the movie if he doesn't give a shit, right? If the people who are working on the project don't give enough of a shit to like follow the main, what's it called? What's the word? The like base, like
continuity.
Yeah, the continuity of like the comics, like with Nolan's Batman and stuff like that. When you don't even take the time to follow the continuity, why should I give the time to give a fuck?
I hadn't seen this movie since around junior high, and when I watched it, I didn't know a lot about Constantine, like I said. So I thought it was, again, like I said, I was sort of just bored, and it was like that kind of movie. Never really thought about it until I discovered Constantine, and I was like, wait, I watched a movie like that. That was called Constantine back then.
They shouldn't have called it Constantine. I bet you were thinking after that.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, this movie is it gets some concepts right, especially from the Hellblazer line of comic books. Like it gets some stuff really right, but then it does too much, and and you just don't care. You don't care about the characters. There's no like development of the characters. It's just disappointing, and it just lacks all like the subtlety and the kind of thing that made Hellblazer amazing, which was the character of Constantine. It just like I hate to say this, but they just ruined the character.
Yeah.
Like
I know the character's fun.
I know we throw that out a lot, but seriously, like they just sucked all like what makes Constantine good. They just sucked it out.
They sucked out 90 and left 10.
Yeah. Just
Constantine's 10% of a character.
Yeah. So honestly, I have to give this a 3.5. Just because there's probably some people who'd like Hellblazer.
Yeah.
And like this has some stuff that's very Hellblazer. But for me, I like kind of a mix of the Hellblazer stuff and the high magic sort of stuff. Like I like if they mix like kind of old Hellblazer and New 52 together, I'd like that. But as it stands now, I didn't like this, and it wasn't even because of like similarity to Hellblazer. It was just because the pacing was crap, and the story wasn't that good, and it was just too much, and it was 2 hours of pain.
Yeah, the movie's long and it drags on way longer than it should.
God.
And that's pretty much it. I'm Anarchy, bringing you guys chaos.
And I'm Goblin Green, and this is another video Alcatraz is not here for.
Yep. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our first week of DC month. This is the second to last video I think for this week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. The next video will be our favorite version of Batman. So that'll be a fun one.
Okay.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.